Did you know that hidden in your pocket change, there could be a 1983 Jefferson nickel worth thousands of dollars? Today, join me on Valuable Coins History as we uncover the untold story, the rare varieties, the minting mysteries, and the secrets that make these nickels a treasure waiting to be found. The story of the 1983 Jefferson nickel is a journey through the heart of American coinage history. And when we talk about this particular year, we have to first understand what makes this date so significant in the broader landscape of the Jefferson nickel series, which started way back in 1938 when the United States Mint replaced the iconic Buffalo nickel with the new design by Felix Schlag. The Jefferson nickel was meant to honor Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States and a key figure in the founding of the nation. And for decades, this 5-cent coin has passed through countless hands, telling the story of everyday commerce in America. But in 1983, something unusual happened. That year marked the heart of the early 1980s recession, and the U.S. Mint was under immense pressure to keep up with demand for coins while also balancing the cost of production and the economic constraints of the era. It was also a year without official U.S. mint sets, because the government decided to cut back on certain costs due to the economic downturn, which means that uncirculated high-grade examples of the 1983 Jefferson nickel are much harder to find than in years when mint sets were produced. This has led collectors to hunt pocket change, bankrolls, and old hoards to find well-preserved examples of this elusive date. The mintages themselves seem common at first glance. Over 561 million nickels were struck at the Philadelphia Mint and over 536 million at Denver. But sheer numbers alone do not tell the full story. The real intrigue lies in the varieties, the striking errors, and the condition rarities that have emerged over the decades since 1983. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1983 Jefferson nickel is the presence of full steps designations on the Monticello building. On the reverse, this term full steps refers to the horizontal steps leading up to Jefferson's historic home on the coin. And in order for a coin to receive a full steps designation, all the steps must be clearly defined and uninterrupted by marks or weak strikes due to die wear or other issues. And finding a 1983 Jefferson nickel with full steps, especially in high grade, can mean a significant premium at auction. Some of these coins have sold for hundreds, even thousands of dollars, depending on their grade and strike quality. And the rarity of these full steps examples stems from the fact that the dies used during this period were not always well maintained, and the mint was prioritizing quantity over striking precision to meet circulation demand. Adding to the mystique of the 1983 Jefferson nickel is the realm of errors collectors have found. Fascinating mint errors like off-center strikes, double strikes, die cracks, and clash dies on this date, and each of these errors tells its own story about the minting process and the human and mechanical imperfections that can turn an ordinary coin into a rare collectible. For example, an off-center 1983 nickel can command strong prices, especially if the date and mint mark are still visible. Likewise, dramatic die clashes where the obverse and reverse designs leave ghost-like impressions on each other have captivated error enthusiasts for years. Another factor that makes the 1983 Jefferson nickel interesting to historians and collectors alike is the wider economic and cultural context in which it was minted. In 1983, the United States was emerging from a deep recession. Unemployment was high, interest rates were fluctuating, and inflation was a constant concern. Coin production was a vital part of everyday life as cash transactions was still king, and electronic payments were nowhere near as common as they are today. This means that millions of nickels flowed through vending machines, laundromats, packing meters, and cash registers, carrying the story of an era when every coin mattered and every cent counted. If you dig deeper into auction records, you will find notable examples of 1983 Jefferson nickels that have set impressive benchmarks. One example is a 1983p nickel with full steps that graded MS66FS by PCGS, which sold for over $1,000 because of its superb strike and preservation. Finding coins like this requires patience, a keen eye, and sometimes a bit of luck. But they are out there waiting to be discovered by sharp collectors who know what to look for. The Philadelphia Mint issues for 1983 are generally tougher to find in top grades with full steps than their Denver counterparts due to the quality control and dieware issues prevalent at the time. And it is this challenge that continues to draw hobbyists to this date searching pocket change, roll hunting, and coin shows for that elusive gem. The 1983 Jefferson nickel is also a reminder of how coin collecting is not just about the metal, but about history, design, and the tiny imperfections that make each piece unique. From a numismatic perspective, the Jefferson nickel series bridges the gap between classic and modern U.S. coinage. Its longevity, its role in everyday commerce, and the variety of dates, mint marks, and conditions offers something for everyone, whether you are a beginner looking to find your first valuable coin in loose change or a seasoned collector building a registry set. The 1983 issue stands out as a modern sleeper that can surprise you when you least expect it. When examining your own coins, be sure to check the steps on Monticello. Look for clean surfaces, minimal contact marks, and strong luster, and never underestimate circulated coins, because many well-worn examples still hold the possibility of hidden value, especially when they turn out to be major errors or varieties that have yet to be fully documented by the numismatic community. Beyond its value, the 1983 Jefferson nickel represents the enduring legacy of American coinage, the resilience of an economy coming out of recession, and the everyday stories embedded in each coin that passes through our hands. And this is what makes coin collecting so special. It connects us to the past, to the mints that produced these pieces of metal, and to the people who carried them through countless transactions over the years. So the next time you receive a handful of change, take a moment to look at each nickel closely, because that 1983 Jefferson nickel just might be more than just 5 cents. It could be a piece of history, a rare variety, or a mint error that transforms an ordinary coin into an extraordinary discovery. And this is why we say that the treasure is still out there waiting for you to find it. So keep searching, keep learning, and keep the passion for numismatics alive as we continue our journey through the fascinating world of valuable coins history.